Welcome to the DCTV News at Noon program. I'm Kelsey Kiesling.
And I'm Kendra Cook. Dolores County Broadcasting Network is the producer of DCTV with support from the Southwest TV Translator Association.
If you have a news topic or event you'd like to see covered, give us a call. The studio number is 677-4119.
Today's show runs Wednesday at noon, 3 and 6 p.m. and again is re-aired later throughout the weekend with the other weekday broadcast replays. Today is May 30th, 2018, and now the news at noon.
Reported by the Cortez Journal with a photo of the suspect. Denver police say they've arrested a suspect in the Sunday evening, May 27th stabbing of two men as they walked hand in hand near 10th Avenue and Lincoln Street. Dylan Payne, age 24, is being held for investigation of aggravated assault. Police say the two men were stabbed with a pocket knife as they left the church nightclub. One of the two men, Christopher Huizar, posted about the experience on Twitter, along with photos of his boyfriend Gabriel Roman in the hospital. According to the police, the victims were walking down the street when the defendant then began to yell homophobic slurs. The defendant then attacked them while yelling at them that they were faggots. The defendant used a folding pocket knife to cause suspected serious bodily injury in both victims. The defendant was placed on a hold at Denver Health Medical Center for first-degree assault. The two ran away, ending up at the 7-Eleven at Santa Fe and 11th, where someone called 911.
From the Journal, photo credit TJ Holmes. The Horse Park Fire northeast of Dove Creek has grown to 1,500 acres and is burning near the Spring Creek Basin wild horse herd in an area that includes occupied Gunnison sage-grouse habitat with no full-time residents. The fire was caused by lightning around 10 p.m. May 26 and is burning in San Miguel County near Disappointment Valley, that according to the Bureau of Land Management spokeswoman Shannon Borders. The fire is about 5% contained and is burning in pinyon, juniper, and gamble oak brush in a very remote area, Borders said on Tuesday. The fire is moving quickly in warm, dry weather. On Sunday, it was at 1,048 acres, up from 100 acres on Saturday, and by Tuesday, it was at 1,500 acres. Borders said the fire is being managed to protect occupied Gunnison sage-grouse habitat and the Spring Creek Basin wild horse herd. About 65 Mustangs roam the 22,000-acre area managed by the BLM under the Wild Free Roaming Horses and Burros Act. TJ Holmes, a BLM volunteer who helps manage the herd, said the horses were not threatened. The fire has not entered the herd management area, she said, and is burning northeast of the boundary. It does not seem like the horses are in any danger, she said. The fire appears to be moving north. We are very appreciative of the firefighting efforts. Holmes said she saw planes and helicopters drop slurry and water on the fire Sunday through Tuesday. The fire is partly within the McKenna Peak Wilderness Study area. No structures have been impacted and there are no closures at this time, Borders said. A federal Type 3 wildfire crew was assigned to the incident. A larger Type 2 crew took over on Tuesday, Borders said. We are putting more resources towards this fire today, Borders said on Tuesday. The fire is sending up a large visible plume of smoke. Residents were advised to avoid the area. Federal and regional firefighters are battling the blaze, including the Hotchkiss Fire Department. The fire was burning so strong on Monday, it forced fire crews to retreat, according to a report in Wildfire Today. A video released by the Hotchkiss Fire Department to Wildfire Today shows a wall of fire as fire crews drove away in trucks and off-road vehicles. According to a statement by the San Miguel Sheriff's Office, the Horse Park fire was moving quickly and in a remote area with limited potential to spread to a populated area. To that end, we encourage everyone to remain calm and stay out of the area, he said. DCTV News at Noon Facebook page has links to all of the updates as this fire continues to burn.
Reported by the Cortez Journal with a photo from the San Miguel County Sheriff's Office. The body of a kayaker who went missing in a reservoir in southwest Colorado has been found. The San Miguel County Sheriff's Office says the body of the 21-year-old Norwood man was recovered Monday night at Miramonte Reservoir by sheriff's deputies and state parks and wildlife officers. His name hasn't been released. Authorities believe the man drowned. They say a friend of the man spoke with him on May 16th while boating, and when he returned to the area about 10 minutes later, he saw that the kayak had capsized. The boater then called 911. The search at the 405-acre reservoir about 20 miles south of Norwood included a robotic drone device, a dive team, and dog trained to find bodies in water.
So if you thought the growth in hotel rooms in Moab was off the charts, looking in the other direction to our east, you'll find Durango has plans for 6 new hotels to add to their congestion. Reported in the Durango Herald, Herald Photos, and City of Durango graphics. Durango appears on the cusp of experiencing a hotel boom, with 6 proposed lodges in the planning process that would add up to 450 rooms to the town, would add up to that number. The boom comes shortly after the completion of 4 new hotels during the last 4 years in Durango, including La Quinta Inn and Suites, Fairfield Inn and Suites by Marriott, Holiday Inn and Suites, and the Homewood Suites. With about 2,000 hotel rooms already available in Durango, some may wonder if the town is hitting its saturation point. But tourism officials say they have good reason to believe tourism is a growing industry, and several factors are at play that will only increase the numbers of visitors coming to Durango in the foreseeable future. Among those, tickets for Mesa Verde National Park tours are now available for purchase for the first time at the Durango Welcome Center, which is expected to bring an additional 7,500 to 30,000 visitors to town this summer, said Frank Lockwood, Executive Director of the Durango Area Tourism Office, or DATO. This is a huge deal, he said. Also, DATO is working on an agreement with Sky Ute Casino Resort to promote the casino as a destination for conferences, with the expectation that some visitors will stay in Durango and ride shuttles to Ignacio for conferences. Mesa Verde ticket sales and an agreement with the casino would help fill the 450 new hotel rooms, Lockwood said. Recent occupancy data for Durango hotels is not available, but in 2015, the Executive Director of DATO estimated the city's hotel occupancy rate with 1,800 rooms at the time was around 70 to 80%. The 6 new hotels planned for Durango include 2 new hotels on East 2nd Avenue, a new hotel on Camino del Rio, and one along South Camino del Rio near the Allen Theaters. Last week, the Durango Planning Commission approved a mainstay suites and a sleep-in on Escalante Drive that are expected to share a building. Construction of the 2 hotels is expected to start in the fall, and they may be ready to open in April 2020, developer Charlie Albert said. Lockwood said he is confident that Mesa Verde ticket sales will help fill rooms because tickets must be purchased in person, and Durango is the only place outside of the national park to buy them. Ticket sales at the Colorado Welcome Center in Cortez ended in October and are not planned to restart. Visitors can drive to Mesa Verde to buy tickets, but they run the risk of the park selling out before they arrive, he said. Currently, about 600,000 people visit Mesa Verde annually, and about half of them also visit Durango. We're trying to capture the extra 300,000, Lockwood said. The Welcome Center in Durango has already started to see an increase in traffic from ticket sales. On Thursday, the office sold 160 tickets, and DATO estimates 100 of those visitors never plan to stop in Durango. He could not predict how many of the new visitors might translate into overnight hotel stays. Sky Ute Casinos Resort's conference center has space for 800 people, but its hotel only has 140 rooms. It makes sense for some conference attendees to be housed in Durango hotels and take shuttles to the resort. In general, Lockwood expects the tourism industry to continue to expand in town and across Colorado. Tourism accounts for about 26% of the jobs in La Plata County, more than any other sector, according to Region 9 Economic Development District of Colorado.
According to the Cortez Journal, with a photo courtesy of Ann Schreier with the Pine River Times. The prognosis does not look good for a mama bear and her 2 yearlings that have been breaking into homes around Durango. Over the weekend, a mother bear and her 2 yearlings broke into a home through a partially opened window in the Skyridge subdivision around 1 a.m. Saturday, rummaging through trash and causing some property damage. Officers with the Durango Police Department responded and chased the bears off, Lewandowski said. However, the bears tried to come back later. As a result, the wildlife officers set a trap near the property. If caught, Lewandowski said it's likely all 3 bears will be euthanized. Lewandowski said the bears caused problems last year in the Skyridge, Timberline, and Whispering Pines neighborhoods. Lewandowski said the neighborhoods have a lot of easy attractants for bears, including unsecured trash and unfenced beehives that draw bears into displaying unwanted behavior. As a result, the bears have been accustomed to breaking into homes and garages, which is why relocation wouldn't work. They'd get into the same problems elsewhere, Lewandowski said. If caught and euthanized, Lewandowski said they would be the first bears euthanized of the year. And now let's take a look at the weather.
The national weather map from NOAA still shows the southwest and Texas area being clear from rains for now, with a low pressure system swooping down from the northwest causing rains and thunderstorms from the northwest through the Intermountain West. From the Colorado Rockies to the east, another band of thunderstorms brings some areas of possible severe rains across Kansas and Oklahoma. South Dakota and Nebraska catch a break, while storms across the Canadian border and significant rains with the chance for severe flooding engulfs the Great Lakes and Midwest region as the moisture from tropical depression Alberto continues to move inland from the Gulf. The same pattern is punishing the southeastern states from Florida on up through the Mid-Atlantic and into the New York tri-state area. Regionally, we have scattered thunderstorms expected across the mountains of eastern Utah and western Colorado beginning late this morning and continuing into the evening. Thunderstorms will generate strong winds with little to no rain, which brings us to the critical fire weather conditions that could develop Thursday with a lesser chance Friday due to gusty southwesterly winds, low relative humidities, warmer temperatures, and dry vegetation. We are in a red flag warning in Dolores County until Thursday at 10 p.m. Thunderstorms may return to Colorado's southern mountains Sunday and Monday, and we're keeping an eye on that fire in Disappointment Valley that continues to grow. Also be aware that a lightning strike could hit the roots of a tree, and flare up several days after a lightning storm has come through, so keep an eye out for smoke and call in to dispatch if you see something. The local DCTV 5-day outlook shows today mostly sunny with a high near 77. South-southeast winds 5 to 15 miles an hour becoming southwest in the afternoon. Tonight mostly clear with a low around 48. Southwest winds 5 to 15 miles an hour becoming southeast in the evening. And then Thursday sunny with a high near 82. Breezy, still knocking out the graphic on the day with a south-southwest wind 10 to 15 miles an hour, increasing to 20 to 25 miles an hour in the afternoons. Winds could gust as high as 40 miles an hour. Then Thursday night mostly clear with a low around 47 degrees and still breezy with a south-southwest wind 20 to 25, decreasing to 10 to 15 miles an hour after midnight. Winds could gust as high as 35 miles an hour in the evening hours. And then Friday sunny with a high near 77. South-southeast winds 10 to 15 miles an hour becoming west-southwest in the afternoon. Winds could gust as high as 25. Friday night clear with a low around 45. And right now the weekend is looking to be a warm one as the first weekend of June. Saturday sunny with a high near 82. Saturday night mostly clear with a low around 50. Sunday mostly sunny with a high near 84. Sunday night mostly clear with a low around 49. And right now Monday is showing sunny with a high near 86. Monday night mostly clear with a low around 50. And now back to the news.
Reported by the Cortez Journal, recreational marijuana sales in Colorado eclipsed $105 million in March 2018, the highest monthly total for adult use sale in the program's history. The record-breaking month is part of a broader seasonal trend playing out in Colorado's rec market, where sales have consistently spiked in early spring, midsummer, and around holidays. Seasonal sales trends are common in the retail landscape. Sales of lawn and garden equipment, for example, jump in the spring, while pens, pencils, and notebooks all experience major sales boosts around back-to-school season in the late summer. But the marijuana industry is still in its infancy, and only recently has there been enough data to observe these reliable, repeatable sales trends. And the data show that March is an especially important month for Colorado's cannabis retailers, as it marks the beginning of peak sales season. Historically, adult use revenue surges in March, ramps up in the summer months, and plateaus around August or September. The sales increase in Colorado in March 2018 was particularly notable, with adult use revenue up more than 23% from February. On a percentage basis, that represents the largest month-over-month sales gain in Colorado's rec market in more than 3 years.
From thehill.com, courtesy photos. A growing number of Democratic lawmakers and civil libertarians are voicing concerns about Amazon's facial recognition software, worrying that it could be misused. They fear that without proper oversight, the technology could hurt minority or poor communities and allow police to ramp up surveillance. The software, known by the name Rekognition with a K, matches images of faces from video and photos with those in a database. Amazon is defending the software, saying it is a useful tool for law enforcement and dismissing claims that it can be used for unauthorized surveillance. But critics are raising questions and calling for more safeguards after an American Civil Liberties Union chapter obtained hundreds of pages of documents showing Amazon offering the software to law enforcement agencies across the country. In this report, the group called Amazon's Facial Recognition Project a threat to civil liberties. The ACLU highlighted how how Rekognition could scan a massive database and quickly identify up to 100 people at once and track and monitor individuals in public places like airports or even at protests. Democratic lawmakers have seized on the report and questioned the implications facial recognition technology could have on communities of color. We are troubled by the profound negative unintended consequences this form of artificial intelligence could have for African Americans, undocumented immigrants, and protesters, Black Caucus Chairman Representative Cedric Richmond, Democrat from Louisiana, wrote in a letter to Amazon. In a separate letter, Representatives Keith Ellison, Democrat of Minnesota, and Emmanuel Cleaver, Democrat from Missouri, also voiced reservations with the technology. They asked Amazon questions about who is using Rekognition and whether the company had conducted any tests for potential racial bias in the software. A series of studies have shown that face recognition technology is consistently less accurate in identifying the faces of African Americans and women as compared to Caucasians and men, Ellison and Cleaver wrote in their letter. Democratic lawmakers are particularly troubled by the idea that the software could be used to target certain groups. Amazon has pushed back on the criticism of Rekognition. The company says it believes that the benefits of the technology outweigh just the possibility of misuse, and they forcefully dismiss the idea that it is a surveillance tool. Our quality of life would be much worse today if we outlawed new technology because some people could choose to abuse the technology, an Amazon spokesperson told The Hill. The spokesperson added that Amazon requires customers using their products to comply with the law when using their services and suspends them when they don't. This issue is very simple. Our leading private sector companies should not become for-profit law enforcement officials. There should be no profit motive whatsoever for companies, Cleaver told The Hill. These technologies continue to raise serious privacy concerns for law-abiding citizens who are just living their lives, added Representative Robin Kelly, Democrat from Illinois, in a statement to The Hill. This is America, not the Minority Report.
According to the Cortez Journal, tens of thousands of people on the Navajo Nation lack running water in their homes, but that could change in the coming years as the Navajo Gallup Water Supply Project goes into effect. It's expected to deliver water to the reservation and nearby areas by 2024 as part of a Navajo Nation water rights settlement with New Mexico, confirmed by Congress in 2009. 3 other native water settlements currently await congressional approval. They arise from federal legal decisions recognizing that many tribes in the West hold water rights that largely predate and override the water rights of non-native settlers. Many tribal nations are asserting those rights as a way to ensure economic vitality, affirm sovereignty, and provide basic services that some communities lack. In many places, however, native water rights have yet to be quantified, making them difficult to enforce. Settlement is usually the preferred remedy. It's cheaper, faster, and less adversarial than a lawsuit, and can include funding for things like pipelines or treatment plants. With settlements, the tribes are able to craft solutions that work for them and that can be more flexible than anything that could be achieved through litigation, says Kate Hoover, a principal attorney for the Navajo Nation Department of Justice Water Rights Unit. Once negotiations are complete, Congress has to confirm the settlements.
From the Journal, fishing is free this weekend, and in southwest Colorado, there are dozens of places to go. Your fishin' is our mission, John Alves, senior aquatic biologist for Colorado Parks and Wildlife's Southwest region, said in a news release. Due to the warm weather, we've stocked a lot of fish earlier than usual this year, and we're hearing reports that fishing has been really good. Near Montezuma County, Haviland Lake State Wildlife Area, located about 20 miles north of Durango along U.S. Highway 550 in the San Juan National Forest, is available, and Mancos State Park, about 5 miles north of Mancos on the West Mancos Road, Echo Canyon State Wildlife Area, about 10 miles south of Pagosa Springs, just off U.S. Highway 84, and Vallecito Reservoir, about 20 miles east of Durango on La Plata County Road 501. And in the Montrose Delta area, Grand Mesa on dozens of lakes and reservoirs in the Gunnison Uncompahgre National Forest, just north of Delta, the Crawford State Park, just south of Crawford on Colorado Highway 92, and of course Miramonte Reservoir, south of Norwood on San Miguel County Road 39, and a favorite for Duck Creekers locally, and Ridgeway State Park on U.S. Highway 550, about 25 miles south of Montrose. Most mountain streams are running clear and fish will rise to drive flies. Many high mountain lakes are free of ice. And because fire restrictions are in place throughout southwest Colorado, campfires are prohibited outside of developed campgrounds. Be careful with cook stoves and barbecue grills and dispose of cigarette butts in containers, CPW said. CPW also warned anglers about touching or harassing deer fawns and elk calves when they are being born. Though a young animal might appear abandoned, its mother likely is foraging nearby. To learn more, go to CPW's website at cpw.state.co.us and click the Things to Do tab.
And now for the Dolores County Sheriff's Roundup for the week of May 21st through the 27th. Many reports of irrigation water on the county roads. Please make sure if you are irrigating, you aren't watering the roads. Cortez Dispatch reported a physical altercation between two people in Rico where a juvenile was left on the side of the road. Everything turned out to be okay. Smoke was reported near McLeod Point. The fire department was dispatched, but it turned out to be out of their jurisdiction and was already being handled by Durango Intra-Agency. Officers did a civil standby for a county resident. That concludes today's roundup. Stay tuned for continued updates.
Today's High Canyon Country happenings. June 2nd is the Dolores Community Yard Sale, hosted by the Dolores Chamber of Commerce. The annual Dolores Townwide Community Yard Sale offers you to post your yard sale ad in the discussion section on the Facebook page. Include your hours, address, any items you'd like to highlight, and pictures are okay. This event helps everyone in the community. Have items left at the end of the day? You can donate them to the Second Chance Thrift Store. Hopefully Dove Creek is working on setting up the same type of thing June 16th. The Dove Creek Chamber would be happy to host the Facebook page to coordinate the townwide event. If you are interested, call or email the Chamber 970-560-2856 or email manager@dovecreekchamber.com. June 2nd, Mancos Trails is having summer work days on the Mancos Spur starting in June and continuing with the first Saturday of each summer month. From 9 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. the first Saturday of June, they will be brushing out about 2 miles of the trail corridor from Crystal Lake up towards Golconda. Moderate hiking will be required and all are welcome to attend. Each participant will need to sign USFS waiver prior to the participation. They are looking into fun ideas for refreshments and food for a social afterwards for all of the volunteers. And all of these happenings and more are posted on our DCTV News at Noon Facebook page, along with the YouTube replays and articles and events of interest. To share your event or information, contact us by email. It's dcbnnews@gmail.com or call the station 970-677-4119.
Thanks for tuning in. News at Noon airs at noon Monday through Thursday and then is rebroadcast at 3 and 6 p.m. on each of those days. The weekday news shows are then replayed throughout the weekend as well.
And be sure to check us out on social media. Our Facebook page is DCTV News at Noon. Please like us there and share it with a friend.
For Kendra Cook with DCTV and the News at Noon program out of Dove Creek, USA, I'm Kelsey Kiesling. Thanks for watching.